Three, two, one. Hey guys, welcome back to the Hukt podcast. I'm your host Kushaj. These are your other hosts, Umar and Tanay. And in today's podcast, we're going to be talking all about abuse. So, Tanay, do you want to get us started today?
So, I feel like Kushaj might have over-exaggerated what we're actually going to be talking about. But for starters, if you're wondering where Hargrave is, then we all know exam week starts June 1st. So we're all going to be a bit busy, but today we're going to talk about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. As you all know, it's been going on it's been in the headlines pretty much for the last month. That's all we can hear about. Biggest event since the Will Smith, Chris Rock case.
How about the Ukraine war, man?
To be honest, the
Forget
Ukraine
that,
war
man. Will Smith's more important.
Honestly, that isn't even hitting the headlines anymore, man. It's just Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Who even knows where Ukraine is at right now? If you want to hear more about Ukraine, then we've got an episode on that as well. But anyways, yeah. So Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. What do you guys think about what's happening?
How about you give us a run through of what's going on so the viewers know?
Okay. So Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, they've been married for some time, and both of them, as we know, very famous actors and actresses. Johnny Depp, we all know, Pirates of the Caribbean, Amber Heard, Aquaman. But these two have fallen into a court case recently over accusations from both parties with regards to abuse. Now, which form does that abuse come in? In Johnny Depp's case, it's physical abuse against him, as evidenced by his cut finger or, I think, an injury to the nose. And for Amber Heard, I think her main argument might be emotional abuse, in the sense that Johnny Depp's abuse of drugs and alcohol and how that's led him to react at home. And that's basically the case going on right now, that they've sued each other, and it's a high stakes, high money divorce case, and the world's just waiting to see who it goes towards. And not gonna lie, guys, I think everyone who's viewing this probably has a clear bias in this case for Johnny Depp, but I'm sure there's some Amber Heard fans out there, aren't there? There's gotta be. But yeah, I think that's a short run through the case. And yeah, what do you think's going on here?
I think I definitely have a bias to Johnny Depp, not just because of his illustrious acting career, but because of the evidence he's put forward. You see the stuff he's put forward, like photos, recordings, hospital bills, and you see Amber Heard, it's just pictures of Johnny Depp sleeping on the floor. So I think there's obviously a clear bias to Johnny Depp with popular culture, since it's such a publicized court trial where everything's public to the media. I think obviously everyone's going to support Johnny Depp, and I think I'm on that train as well. I'm not saying that they're both innocent, because I think they're both definitely guilty to an extent, with Johnny Depp's drug abuse and I think Amber Heard's physical abuse. So I think it's quite an interesting court case in that they're both guilty, but it's just who's caused this the most, and what is worse, physical abuse or emotional abuse?
Well, I'd like to comment on the sort of publicity of this. You know, you mentioned how you're a Johnny Depp fan. I have no clue what's going on, so I'm kind of more in the middle ground. So, the publication of this sort of trial is what sort of worries me, right? Because how's the jury going to come to a fair sort of conclusion when you've got all the public breathing down their backs, saying, oh, you better convict that Amber Heard.
Nice.
You better convict Amber Heard. Johnny Depp, he should get light prison time at most. It's like all of that sort of stuff. I feel like it's biasing the jury, and it sort of makes it unfair. And then if you go on YouTube, right, you see all these compilations. Oh, Johnny Depp owning Amber Heard, or some, those sort of compilations. I feel like that's not good publicity, right? This is very personal stuff. It shouldn't really be getting out there, and it's hard to speak about it, even with like close friends, right? Let alone the whole world watching, right? That's my take on this so far, with the limited knowledge that I have.
Yeah, Kushaj, as you rightfully said, divorce cases, they are a pretty personal matter, and they're usually done in private. You've got the judge, you've got a few representatives, and the people who are taking part in the divorce. In this case, however, each video, 8 million views, new video, evidence released that Johnny Depp's finger got cut off. there's so many videos which have millions of views about their case that even after this, there's gonna be there's gonna be great long-lasting effects on these people for a case which shouldn't really be publicized. But I have a feeling that in this case, the representation which both sides have had isn't really fair because, I mean, I saw a clip that one of Amber Heard's lawyers, he asked a witness a question, and then he said objection while the witness is answering. So I mean, like the representation which Amber's had is really it's woeful. Like, I don't know where she's hired her representation from, but I mean, if she has millions of dollars, she could have hired a few better lawyers, in my opinion. But yeah, this whole court case has really gone a bit off.
Yeah, I think this lawyer, Amber Depp's lawyer, now I'm saying
Hey,
it.
welcome to the club, Umar. Welcome
Amber
to the club.
Heard's lawyer. Obviously he's not doing a good job so far. I think you see the clips on the internet, how this guy's useless. What is he doing? But I think he's doing the most he can with the evidence he's got. Because of this lack of evidence, you see, Amber Heard's she's supposedly been compiling this evidence for so long. She's got so many instances of abuse, but she hasn't put forward any proper evidence. So I don't see how her lawyer can do anything. I think I saw a video somewhere of Amber Depp's lawyer going to one of Johnny Depp's premieres or something like that. There's a photo of her, which I thought that was quite funny. But honestly, her lawyer's quite useless from what I've been seeing.
Yeah. Kushaj?
I feel like it's more than just the lack of evidence, right? I feel like this dude is not exactly the brightest dude on the I saw a video where the judge started questioning the lawyer and asked him to do some basic mathematics, right? Calculating out, and it's like this man could not do some basic mathematics. So it's definitely a bit more on the lack of experience side, in my opinion. I mean, maybe it's just a family friend who she's hired, but I mean, come on, this could land you in prison. I'm not sure if hiring a family friend or some favor is exactly the prime time thing you want to be doing right now. Otherwise, I can't really think of any reason why she would still be keeping this legal team in particular, unless she was legally obliged to stay with the same legal team throughout the whole case.
Yeah, I think the case is a civil case, so there's no actual jail time that could be faced for either party.
Oh, I knew that.
It's just monetary.
Yeah, unless they impose that they want action to be taken, I don't think anything's going to happen. But one more thing which I'd like to add to this is that, as I said at the start, there's a clear bias in this case, right? Who the world wants to see win, and in that case, I know that the judges are meant to show objectivity, they're not really meant to take a side. But how can you really be objective if the whole world is leaning against one side? I feel like the judges would know the public outcry which would occur if Amber Heard did win the case. Okay, these might be a bit far-fetched. I think these are very far-fetched. But if you look back at O.J. Simpson's case, he got away. But did anyone? I think the whole world hated the judges at the time because when the world knows that one side is right, then they can't bear to see another side win. So there's serious consequences if, by chance, Amber Heard ends up winning this case. So I think that's what the judges have to consider as well, which puts them in a really tough spot. Because if the evidence lines up against Depp, which it isn't at the moment, but if it does, then they're going to face serious problems, the judges, when making a decision.
Yeah, I think you brought up O.J. Simpson. I think, obviously, the criminal case before him, that's in the media and everything, he was determined not guilty. But something I don't think many people know is there was another civil case later that he lost, and he had to pay both families $30 million US dollars. So I think it does show judges can have this objectivity when it comes to determining results. But I think there'll definitely be a lot of public outcry if Heard wins this. So, but I think I just can't see it happening anyway, unless something drastic changes while she's testifying.
Not only that, right? But what about for the outcomes of this? If even whoever wins, you still end up losing, right? So both of them have had all of their, stuff aired in public now, And a lot of companies are now starting to refuse to hire them, or have said they won't hire them. And that's because, you know, if they hire them, the public's going to turn their eye towards the company and they'll be like, oh, you did what, mate? And yeah, so basically, their careers are over because of the publication of this trial. And I don't think that's particularly fair.
I think it's definitely a no-win situation. I have no idea why they decided to make this a public trial. Because no one wins. No one wins. I think Kushaj is definitely right with this one.
Yeah, and like, I mean, as you both said, I was just gonna mention this point that the impact which this has both on their mental state and their careers are gonna be detrimental. Because, I mean, okay, I don't want to delve too much into like the internet's culture, but let's just take KSI and Deji's fight, which they saw a few years ago. Like, these are private matters which should be dealt privately, but because of how much publicity which they attract, I mean, that really can't happen, right? Like, these two are gonna be publicly known for. I mean, instead of people knowing Johnny Depp for his movies right now, they know him for his court case, and I feel like that's probably gonna play a big role into their careers, as we've seen happen already, where like certain films are backing out of hiring those two as actors and actresses because of how much is going around them. I think Johnny Depp has been removed from parts of the Caribbean, right? So that, like, this court cases are dealing a lot with their careers, and let's just hope that, like, I mean, I guess I hope that their careers go better, but they already have enough money, so they don't really need to worry about making money now. But yeah,
exactly. End of the day, they're both massively rich actors, and this kind of thing happens every day in court, so I'm not sure why so much attention has been put on these celebrities. I think people trying to bring interest to their life, I guess, but fair enough. So we can only see what happens in the future with this case. Whichever way it goes, it's a no-win situation, we all believe, I think. So we'll see how it goes.
And on that note, we're going to conclude this episode of the Hukt podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe our video. Stay tuned for future videos. We have one coming about space soon. Super fun stuff. Very exciting. 10 out of 10 I'd rate. Anyways, thanks for watching. Check out our Instagram, and goodbye.
And good luck, guys, for your exam starting June 1st. Let's all go for straight 7s, yeah? Alright. See you guys. Bye.